Alright everybody, Dashing with Flash here. I just took an order from Wingstop, going $7, going 1.4 miles. That's what I'm talking about. These are orders that you need to be taking. Pay attention. Alright y'all, we say they hide tips. Let's see. Complete delivery. I had a suspicion that this order was a hidden tip. Let's see. Bam. There it is. The original payout 7 ended up being 1081. Let's go. Hey, listen, I told you guys, you saw that last order there. They're hiding tips, all right? And that was great. I had a suspicion it might be a hidden tip. It was very quick order, Wingstop, 3 items. One of the 3 ended up being like a 40-piece wings. It's crazy. I ended up going like 3/4 of a mile for $10.71. Can't beat that. Those are orders you want. Let's do it. Let's get out here. Let's be positive and let's be profitable. Check it out. Another hidden tip from $9.50 to $15. Let's go. All right, guys. I got another one coming through here live. I just want to give you an idea. It's a stacked order. It is Chipotle, so I'm a little wary about that, but it's $13, 5.1 miles, 9 items. Payout is good for the mileage, and it's 2 orders. And again, there's always the potential for there to be a hidden tip here. The mileage is not terrible. I'm gonna take it. I mean, $13. The payout for the mileage. This is a good order. Delivered by 7/21. Yeah, let's do that. All right, y'all. Both the orders are ready to go. Must be my lucky day. All right, everybody. It's the end result here of these Chipotle orders. You can see it right there. Hidden tip. What's up, everybody? I'm here picking up what's probably going to be my last order for the night. Not 100% sure, but it's already getting late. Just a couple things to touch on. I took this order. It's a stacked order from Fridays. It's going about a little bit over 7 miles roughly, paying a little bit over $15. So pretty good. I mean, the payout is over $2 a mile. I do like the payout. Probably going to fall a little bit short of my goal for the day and subsequently for the week, just a little bit. But I'm still on pace. I was over goal last week, so I'm still on pace, for what my monthly goal is, which is great. So it's fine. But there's a couple of quick things I wanted to touch on from earlier today. Hold on one second here. Yeah, sorry about that. I thought somebody was coming with the order. Anyway, but yeah, there's a couple of quick things I wanted to touch on that happened to me earlier. I picked up an order from Chipotle. Not the worst Chipotle in my market, because I believe there's 3 Chipotles in the Frederick market. I could be wrong. There might be 1 or 2 more that I'm displacing. But there's definitely a few. At least a handful. Or at most, whatever. I dropped the order off, and I was outside the customer's house, just kind of checking the order on my phone, messing with a couple of these other apps to get them going. And before I was getting ready to pull off, she came back up to my car window on the passenger side, and informed me that she was very apologetic. She understands that, because it's Chipotle, everything's sealed up. She's like, it's not your fault. She was like, they didn't put the guacamole and a salsa in the order, in the bag. And, she was like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, she was like, my husband had, in the past, it's a hard time getting, on the phone with DoorDash, getting this stuff rectified. And I was like, yeah, I know it's difficult on our end as well. So we laughed, and I told her, DoorDash could, if you call them, get in contact with them, they'll reimburse you. I didn't want to go back to the restaurant. It wasn't far. It was maybe, less than 2 miles, maybe up the road. But principally, from a principle standpoint, I just didn't want to because of the extra mileage there and back. I mean, granted, that was the area. The Chipotle is located in a very central area where it's kind of like my hotspot. But I was just like, should I go? I was like, you know what? I was like, I'll go. I was like, I don't have another order at the moment, but I'll go and I'll, if I get another order, it's going to be a minute. I was like, I'll get it back to you as soon as possible. She's like, oh, thank you. I wasn't expecting, I didn't do it because she was like, oh, we'll tip you extra. Because they did tip, that order actually had a hidden tip on it. So it had a pretty decent sized tip on it. I believe it was a stacked order. And I'm just like, you know what? It's fine. I'm going to share this energy. Let's just share good energy. So I was like, I'll do it. I was like, she's like, oh, thank you. Whatever the case might be. But here's the problem. The problem is, yes, this is Chipotle's fault, right? Now, granted, again, that particular Chipotle is not a bad Chipotle. They're actually pretty, good most of the time. They were a little behind today. They were a little rushed. Happens. Not a big deal. It's not the one particular Chipotle that I don't like going to that I probably will never go to anymore at night. But, it's Chipotle's fault in this situation. Yes, it's not my fault. Heck, it's not even DoorDash's fault for once. But the back end issue is that it's still DoorDash's fault. And I'll tell you why. Because there needs to be, this is just one of those situations that there's no good end to this. If I, as the driver, don't take it upon myself to rectify it. Just out of the goodness of my heart. Because what happens now is the customer calls DoorDash, explains the situation. The only result for this customer is for DoorDash to go, okay, we're going to reimburse you the cost. Because anybody that shops at Chipotle and gets food there knows that guacamole ain't cheap. All right? Like probably an extra $4 on that. DoorDash is just going to reimburse them the cost of the missing item. And that's going to be the end of it. They're not going to send anybody out to go pick up a condiment in this situation, paid for or not. It could be a whole extra burger or something. I'm not using Chipotle as an example, obviously, but it could be a whole extra meal missing. They're just going to reimburse the cost. They're not going to send somebody out with it. They're not going to have the original driver go back and get it. None of that stuff. Which is crazy from the standpoint of DoorDash is so adamant about keeping the drivers at the bottom of the totem pole. I told y'all this before, that they would rather reimburse the customer the $4 and change, whatever it was going to be, as opposed to saying to said driver, hey, we'll give you the $4, just go run back real quick and just go, get that for the customer. Which I would have done. It was less than 2 miles. I would absolutely have gone back to go pick up a guacamole and a salsa for $4. Hell, I did it for free. So the point is, there's got to be something, because the customer, I can tell, because it was for for their kids, and the kids really wanted the sauce, the guacamole and the sauce. They wanted the item. They didn't want their money back. That's not the solution they wanted, and I could tell that. I felt it. So I was like, I'll go. It's fine. I'll bite the bullet on the few extra miles. It's not a problem. They didn't give me any extra cash tip or anything. They didn't promise me anything, nor did they give me anything. And also, this is where DoorDash should probably change their structure a little bit for tipping. Again, looping this back to DoorDash, because the customer can't now go back in and change the tip. That's something they can do on Uber Eats. Uber Eats gives the customer an hour to edit, add on whatever the tip to the tip, or take it away if the driver takes all day with their food. So maybe that's something DoorDash needs to consider, is changing their tip structure post completion of the delivery, is all I'm saying. So yeah, that's that in a nutshell. And also, the other quick thing is, you know, Postmates sucks because I was at a restaurant. I'm not even going to say the name of the restaurant because it's not the restaurant's fault that they made this order. And it was, and I'll even give you the timestamp. The order was like 3:26 because I had went into this restaurant a couple times. I was like, man, this order's still sitting here. 3:26-ish. It was after 7 o'clock. The restaurant had fulfilled the order in a timely manner. And it was just sitting there. This is not even the customer's fault. Because usually when that happens, oh, the customer didn't tip, and it just goes into the cycle, right? This is a Postmates thing. Postmates app is so bad because as the driver doesn't know that what the tip is, the driver doesn't know what the payout is, driver doesn't know the mileage, driver doesn't know the ETA. They get a rough estimation on pins on the map. You don't know what the payout is on a Postmates order until the delivery process is complete. Until you've dropped it off and completed it in the app, that's when you know how much the payout is. That is mind-boggling, which is why that customer's order was sitting there for 4 hours. Now, the order, I'm sure, had been way canceled. Now, again, the application's fault. Because did anybody from Postmates call the Chipotle and say, hey, that order for such and such was canceled. You can go ahead and do whatever with it. No, they of course they didn't. Because it was sitting there 4 hours later. Almost 4 hours. That's all I got. Postmates sucks. But again, I'll get into more of that and about these other apps back when I get to those videos. But Dashing with Flash. Maybe I'll check you guys later. Maybe not. If not, see you guys on the next video. Peace out.